Welcome to the Lokar Car Show. I'm your host, Sam Adavi, coming to you from the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, presented by Appalachian Backroad. Welcome to the Lokar Car Show. This is gonna be one awesome car.
And I said, it doesn't even run yet. And look at it now, it's amazing.
Welcome to the Lokar Show. I'm Sam Adavi, and we are at the LeConte Center in the Great Smoky Mountains of Pigeon Forge at the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion. There's going to be over 10,000 Jeeps at this event. It grows every year, over 200 vendors. So any of you guys who are looking to get into the Jeep community, you want an idea of what to do to your Jeep, what Jeep to purchase, talk to some folks about getting ideas for your Jeep, this is definitely the show you want to go to. Well, let's go inside and check out the show. It's amazing how much a Jeep can grow when you really build the chassis on this. I got Andrew's Jeep behind me. It's a two-door Jeep, but look at all the work underneath in the chassis and the suspension. Makes a Jeep grow so much.
Starting out as a kid, I grew up, my dad had CJs and I was 4 and 5 years old, just playing around in them. We started out 39 and a halves, Dana 44, 8.8, got more into the sport of off-roading and started breaking things. Instead of going to tons, we went to Rockwell deuce and a half axles.
And now he's running 44-inch tires. And what kind of gears are you running to spin those tires?
672 gearing.
The cool thing is that he has kept the inline six that's factory to the Jeep in the Jeep. Didn't do an engine swap because the gears are going to do all the work for him, right?
Right.
Tell us about the braking power.
Right, well with the pinion brakes, you're braking the differential. So it breaks down to going through your gear ratio. So you really have 6.72 times the braking power on the rear ends instead of being out on the tires.
And that's what gives it a lot more power. Even the guys you see with the huge brakes, this is gonna stop faster than those cars. You said you've been building this 8 years, right?
8 years, yep.
And the whole thing behind that build is because every time they go out and break something, they make it stronger and stronger so that that item won't break again. Then they break the next thing. And eventually this is gonna be bulletproof.
We always find a way to break things. That is the goal.
It's cool. He takes this thing rock hauling all the time. Just when I thought I've seen it all, I was walking by Aaron's Jeep and I noticed that this thing is half dirty, half clean. It is absolutely spotless on the clean side. No runs past the tape mark, nothing. And you guys usually know that when you get mud on your car, especially on plastic, you gotta rub really hard. There's maybe some residue left behind.
Oh, there's just a lot of effort of cleaning. You gotta go out and play a little bit. You gotta have a line on it. And then you got get your elbow grease out there. I got McGuire's on it. I've got some turtle wax on it, and that's about it.
How many hours did it take you to do something like this?
This is about 40 hours of work.
The tape line, like I said, is absolutely perfect. Under the engine bay, you had to have disassembled some items to get up to the nooks and crannies and get all that dirt off, right?
Yeah, I did. I actually removed most of the stuff on the fenders. Get down there and actually touch up some paint, you got to, so.
And he's gonna throw this mud on there. You know, some parts he may have, but there is mostly of it is wheeling, going out there and really getting it muddy, coming out and doing something different for the show. Now tell me what else you've done to the Jeep as far as upgrades go.
Oh, there's a 4.5-inch Rubicon suspension lift on it. There's some ox lockers, some Yukon gears and axles, System 7 steering, mile marker winch, and we've got a lot more. The list goes on. And a big shout out to Lucky Dog he gets me my art so I can actually do some of the detail work over there.
When you look at the detail work on the passenger door and the stenciling, and there's no runs in between where the paint is from the mud, it's absolutely incredible. You'd think there's a wrap on this, but it's a real mud. Stay tuned for more of the Lokar Car Show. Lokar Car Show, presented by Appalachian Backroads. Appalachian Backroads. Virginia is for lovers. Original Parts Group Incorporated. Unbeatable quality, price, and in-stock selection for GM restoration and high-performance parts. NH Oil Undercoating Incorporated. NHOU, the official oil-based rust-proofing system. Lokar Performance Products. Quality, plain and simple. It's time for the Lokar Lowdown with Jeffrey Walls.
For you racers and 4x4 guys that need something to grab onto, we've got a new solution for you with our new grab handle. Bolts on or clamps on to the roll cage, offered in multiple different finishes such as our billet brushed, black billet, or even our polished billet handles. The same thing applies for our dial-in boards for you bracket racers. We've got an application that fits for whether you've got a digital or even a manual board for the back of your car. Again, bolt on or clamp on style. Other drag racing products you should check out that we have, we've got our locking dipsticks, trans dipsticks and engine, as well as bracketry for your throttle linkage, whether you're on a push-pull cable or a standard throttle cable linkage. You got everything you need, hold it down tight, right underneath throttle body, stable, can't move, consistent every time. Check this out and more at lokar.com.
We are back here at the Great Jeep Invasion in Pigeon Forge, and I'm here with Josh, and behind me is this Jeep dubbed the Red Dragon. This was under a cover, but we can see the red color underneath this. We asked Josh to uncover it so we can check it out. And when he did, that front grille really impressed me. It's so aggressive looking, and I love the insert for the light.
The red wrap was kind of something that I really wanted to do for a long time. My favorite color is red, obviously. But I just like the red and black look. They just kind of fit together, makes a perfect team.
It really accents each other for sure. What upgrades have you done to the Jeep?
Well, we got a 2.5-inch lift, and then we've also got the 35-inch wheels and tires, and then we got the 20-inch rims. We've got the Bushwhacker fenders, got the Smitty-built winch. We've also got the Smitty-built front bumper as well as the rear bumper.
Now, whose Jeep is this guy?
That is my son and daughter's Jeep. They want to be like Daddy, so we had to throw that into there, and gets just as much attention as the big Jeep does.
Absolutely, especially with that long arm suspension. I always like to see a duplicate, smaller scale version of the car that we're talking about.
I would say mostly a mall crawler. I take it off-road, but it's nothing serious. No rock climbing, nothing quite like that.
All day I've been hearing about Kevin's Jeep, and I'm finally glad I was able to check it out because this thing is serious. It's got every single part imaginable, high quality also, along with an LSA supercharged Corvette Camaro motor in this thing. Awesome.
So it's a 2012 JKU that I bought brand new in 2012.
At the original color?
As original color. They made it 2012 and 2013, and that was it.
That's cool.
So now it's hard to come by. I didn't even want the color when I first bought it, but it ended up being there and I got it. I was into muscle cars before and I was looking for a daily driver. I bought this, stopped driving the muscle car, and all that money started sinking into this.
But you needed some power, so that's why you went ahead and put some power into this.
Absolutely.
To make it feel like you have a muscle car.
Yeah, so everybody's putting LS3s in there, and I was like, I know I can go different.
Yeah.
So the LSA, it's a factory LS3 and it's got a blower on top.
Yep, absolutely.
So I reached out to my guys at Denton in Arizona, and they're like, yeah, we'll make it happen. So I shipped it to Arizona and they put the LSA in it. It's cammed, pulleyed. The motor makes over 700 and it put down 530 to the tires.
What size tires are these?
So these are 43-inch Mickey Thompsons on 20-inch bead locks.
That is really impressive to put that kind of power down on those wheels with that motor. Now, what kind of gears are you putting that through?
So it's on 538 gears through an Atlas transfer case, and it's got a built 6L90.
Now, what about the axles on this? I noticed that they were a little bit different than everybody else's.
Yep, so it's a Courier Rock Jock 60 front and a Rock Jock 70 rear. They're 40 spline. They'll be able to handle the power all day long.
After checking out Dave's Jeep, I couldn't help but notice the front end. Gladiator, old school look from the truck from back in the day.
Cool.
Now, this looks like you wheel this truck a lot, right?
I do lots of dents, all that. Had to replace the front axle. You have lockers, re-geared, roll bars inside.
The front axle looks different. Looks
Yeah,
like you upgraded it.
it's Ultimate Dana 44. So Chris Durham makes these out of South Carolina. It's a fiberglass kit. But yeah, I was in a wheeling competition at Gulch's off-road.
Yeah.
It rained and only 2 people made it up the rocks on that one. And the other one, only 1 person made it up
That's
the rocks.
awesome.
So,
Looks
yeah.
like you've built a really good rig
Yeah,
for it
yeah,
to be
cool.
that capable.
I'm a mechanically declined. I can change oil and rotate tires, that's it.
And you know what, when you're looking at these Jeeps at the show, you can tell the difference between the mall crawlers and the real crawlers. You can tell just by the rigging they got, all the equipment they've got on the Jeeps. They don't really care too much about hiding stuff. They just need this stuff to be in place and work for them, especially be reliable when they're going off to the trails. When you look at the mall crawlers, you can see they've hidden everything. They've made it look really good. You know what I mean?
Scratches all over.
Yeah, you can see he's got a little bit of a repair here from, I guess he was wheeling one time.
Yeah, I ran into a tree.
We have to go to a quick break. We'll be right back with more of the Lokar Car Show.
My name is Jack McClanahan, chairman of Spearhead Trails. Spearhead Trails was created in 2008 as a state entity to develop trails as an economic engine in the 7 far southwest Virginia counties. These counties form the westernmost point of Virginia, hence the name Spearhead. We are here to promote and maintain, build trails, to develop an economy around them. As with our ATV trails, we now have 600 miles, whereupon people can ride their ATVs, side-by-sides, off-road motorcycles, right downtown to get their gas, food, and lodging, get right back on the trail. This has brought a tremendous impact positively to our many communities. Now we're branching out to encompass different types of trails. Horse trails, bicycle, hiking trails, and for SUVs. Jeeps, we're scattering them out through these counties where people can come and enjoy the area that we so dearly love. Riding through the forest and roads, the back roads, that where if you stopped, turn off the engine, the silence would be deafening. Come visit with us. Come ride the trails. Come go fishing or on a kayak. We're mighty proud to have you.
Welcome back to the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion. Let's go see what else is going on. I remember this buggy from past Jeep shows. This thing is a serious performer. I saw it going up some rocks. Chris did a great job building this rig. What really caught my eyes when I was rolling up, I saw the reservoir and they got heat sinks in them. We're gonna explain why he's gotta have heat sinks on this particular shock setup.
It's a high-speed off-road race car that goes really fast in the desert, but does a lot of rock crawling too. So you gotta be geared low, but you also gotta go really fast. It's kind of rock crawling on steroids. I mean, there's no more slow speed. You're hitting everything full throttle. So everything on here is custom built to take a beating, that's for sure.
Exactly. Now the full cage, you custom built the whole thing, the suspension?
Yes, me and my friend Tommy Glenn Chassis helped me build this. We designed it. This car is going on 6 years old. It's been around. You said the old Jeep shows.
You're right.
I've been around a lot, racing it, always evolving it into new parts, stronger parts. So
he's got an LS motor, 6.2 liter, board and stroked, full race setup. Tell us about how much horsepower you think we're making on this.
Yeah, it was about 680 horsepower, which is about the norm. That used to be a lot, but that's about the norm for these. And you talk about the heat sinks on the shock. I mean, you got to think how many times this axle's going up and down and that fluid's getting crazy hot. So
yeah, see, there's a lot of Jeeps out there that got the reservoirs, but they're just standard reservoirs because they're going around through the streets, even rock crawling, they're going slow, not a lot of movement. But this guy's going through the desert at speed. There's a lot of travel in the suspension. I'm here with Dave. He's the owner of Iron Bear Customs, and behind me you can see his 2017 Jeep JK. He builds custom bumpers front and rear, but for you guys who want an extra special something, they also do custom trailers from scratch.
2017 Jeep JK has a 4.5-inch X-Series lift from Rough Country. We also do the front and rear bumpers also. We build custom in our shop. We have a special brand of our bumper other than the Iron Bear Customs, which we call our American Hero Series, which is an honor for us to honor our military and first responders. You can get something custom that says Marine, veteran, Army veteran. If you're a firefighter, it can say firefighter or nurse. Just something very cool and personal for the Jeep owner.
Sets you aside from the rest of the Jeeps at the show for sure. Now, tell us about the D-rings. You told me something special about the strength behind your D-rings. When you're towing, yours are not going to come off.
We actually have a double shear point on our bumpers. They're actually welded to the actual bumper bracket itself and to the outer shell of the bumper. So it actually has a double shear point for if you've got a side load as you're winching or something, you don't have to worry about those D-rings coming off.
Well, if you guys want custom trailer built for yourself or a custom bumper that's different than everybody else's, definitely check out Dave and Iron Bear Customs. There are a lot of cool items here at the Jeep show. Like right here, we got grab handles and matching bracelets. We'll be right back. We got to go to a break with more from the Lokar Car Show. Lokar Car Show, presented by Appalachian Backroads. Spearhead Trails, get out and explore. H&M Saw, the saw that cuts straight. Brothers Truck Parts, #1 source for 1947 to 87 Chevy and GMC truck parts. Stage 8, the world's best locking fasteners. Welcome back to the Lokar Car Show. Now I'm here with Justin Murray. He is one of the coordinators of the show. Now tell us about the couple of trail rides you have here also.
So we got a trail course down the street here behind Junction 35, and it's been a huge hit. Besides a little bit of rain, it's been great.
Yeah. And what do we do Sunday morning?
So Sunday morning we go to the Cades Cove. It's the Cades Cove, Great Smoky Mountain National Park.
Yep.
And so we usually have about 300 to 500 Jeeps go on that ride. And
I've heard up to 1,000.
Yeah,
the last time you guys did
this.
Yeah,
last year we had close to 1,000.
And that's cool to see all the Jeeps going through the mountains, in their environment, all the people having fun, family get together, you got children that come to this event. If you're a Jeep enthusiast or looking to get into the market of doing Jeeps, this is a show to come to. Like I said, over 200 vendors at this show. So everything that you may want to purchase or look at for your Jeep is going to pretty much be here. This Jeep really stopped me in my tracks. I love the color schemes. That's an awesome blue color straight from the factory. And JD decided to take some of that red scheme that's inside the dashboard and in the Rubicon lettering and take it through the Jeep and did an awesome job of it.
Well, I purchased it in May of 2018. We named it Obi.
And why'd you name it Obi?
Well, we named it Obi because it was purchased on May the 4th, 2018. The Star Wars people will get that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And took it to Rocky 4x4 in Knoxville, Tennessee, and Jason and Jesse and the guys did their work on it, and I decided to just keep going with the color scheme. Well, Justin Murray from Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion got in touch with me and asked me to be in the winner's circle. A lot of people came around, took pictures of it, asked me a lot of questions about it. I got really excited about it, and I decided, okay, I've got to do more to this Jeep. Of course, you never stop building.
Absolutely.
And I decided to go ahead and add more red to it and put the DV8 doors on there, did the lift, did everything that I needed to do to make this thing what I wanted it to be, and I'm still working on it today.
And it's got a 40-inch tall tire, 3-inch lift on it, awesome bead locks wheels with the red accent in them as well. Did a great job on this Jeep. There are so many lady Jeepers here, and I had to check out Sarah's because she's got a very cool JT that in my opinion looks a little bit wider, and she's gonna tell us why.
So the JT has a Dynatrac 60 in the front and 80 in the rear. They're custom 74.5-inch axles. We've got 42-inch BFG red labels, 20-inch bead locks, so it definitely sets it out wide.
Now, I heard you were a Jeeper and you had a Jeeps before.
I did.
JK, and what made you buy this one?
So I had 2 previous JKUs and I got rid of the last one and bought the JT because we had a baby last year. So Bristol was born at the end of July and we picked this up 2 weeks after that. So they're about the same age. I just needed all the extra room for our strollers and pack and play and all kinds of baby stuff.
And the longer wheelbase makes for a nice plush ride for the guys
does,
too
it
inside.
does.
Now, I heard you also take this thing wheeling a lot.
I do. I try to get it off as often as my husband will tolerate cleaning it when I bring it back.
I see you got side step suspension.
Yep.
Was this work done by you and your husband? You guys had it done?
This was all done by Baker Off-Road in Alpharetta. It's got the rock slide engineering steps on it, so they come down so I can put the baby up in the car seat pretty easily, but he did everything. Suspension, axles, wheels and tires and everything.
I've never seen so many Jeeps in one place. That's why you're gonna have to come next weekend to check out more from the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion on the Lokar Car Show. Well, we are out of time on this week's episode of the Lokar Car Show. Join us next week where we continue our coverage from the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion.